This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famer Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
The Jason Walker Show.
Hey, what up? Happy Wednesday. Jason Walker Show inside the Off the Wall Mancave. Big show today. Capital coach Kyle Mihelish will join us, talk about the Bruins, back on the road this week to the Garden City and picking up a win last week. Also, Joe Horne from Townsend Football will join us, coming off a bye week, heading over to Whitehall this Friday night. It's going to be a good time, and we'll talk to Coach Horne on this day in history, the walk-off, and a whole lot more coming up. On a show that, as always, you can watch on the Facebook, the Instagram, the X, YouTube, Truth Social, Rumble. Check it out on Podbean, Network One Sports, also SoundCloud, iHeart Podcast, Apple, Google, Spotify. I think that's about it. JasonWalkerShow.com, where you can go for everything. The Walk Up brought to you by the Montana DAV, the Disabled American Vets, always looking for volunteers. They drive more than 1 million miles a year, transporting our heroes and veterans to and from their destinations, like medical checkups and things like that. So if you would like to volunteer to drive or help out with the Montana Disabled American Vets, get a hold of them. And we appreciate the DAV. High school football rankings out, and not many changes. Some big moves made by others. Let's see here if I can find it. It is right there. Box Elder with a big win we'll talk about here in a second. And I know we gave the Auto Concepts Performance of the Week yesterday, but that was before I saw about Trayson Gilo. Anyway, 117 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. He was 9 of 11. He completed 9 passes. 4 went for touchdowns. He also caught 7 balls for 130 yards and 3 scores. He also rushed for 98 and 2 scores. And then on the defensive side, 8.5 tackles and an interception. So he is our bonus Auto Concepts Performance of the Week. 4, 3, carry the 1, 2. That's 9 touchdowns for Trayson. Did I get his name? Yeah, I did. Okay. Let's see here. In Class AA, it's the same top 5. Bozeman sitting on top, followed by Glacier, Gallatin West, and Capital. Class A, the defending champs Dillon, fresh off their state title rematch win over Columbia Falls Friday, 21-7. Their number 1 are the Beavers. Billings Central, Frenchtown, Laurel, and Miles City round out the top 5. Unbeaten Manhattan, number 1 in Class B. And then Malta jumped up to number 2 after beating previously undefeated and number 2 Jefferson. Eureka's in 3rd, Jefferson 4th. Florence Carlton 5. Glasgow, Three Forks, Red Lodge, Joliet, and Fairfield. So you've got the South B is well represented. Manhattan, Jefferson, Three Forks, Red Lodge. 4 of the 10. The North pretty were represented as well. 8-man, it's Fairview, Belt, Ennis, Valley Christian, and Circle. And then 6 through 10 go Drummond, Phillipsburg, Manhattan Christian, Fort Benton, Sealy Swan, Ekalaka. 6-man, Denton Geyser, Stanford, Geraldine. And then Box Elder jumps to number 2. I don't think they were ranked last week. And now at number 2, after their win over previous number 1 and unbeaten Chester Joplin Inverness, which drops to 4th, Savage in 3rd, Centerville 5, followed by Hot Springs, Broadview, Lavina, Absaroka, Custer, Hysham, Melstone, and West Yellowstone. That is your football polls. Games of the week this week, according to 406mtsports.com. Great Falls High at Bozeman. It's going to be a good one. Great Falls High playing with a lot of confidence right now, and it's great to see the Bison back. So good. Let's see. Number 1 Dillon in Class A goes to number 3 Frenchtown, and then second-ranked Billings Central travels to number 4 Laurel. Yeah, that's some good matchups. The top 4 all playing each other. Class B, Manhattan. Manhattan's rolling after finishing runner-up last year. Tigers have beaten Huntley Project 41-14, Loyola 39-zip, and Thompson Falls 38-16. Manhattan at number 6 Glasgow this week. In 8-man, let's see here. Belt and Ennis, ranked 2nd and 3rd, will play in White Sulphur Springs Friday night. Circle plays Ekalaka. Valley Christian plays Darby. And in 6-man, Hot Springs, West Yellowstone play Friday night in Hot Springs. So be some good matchups there. And I look forward to the high school matchups Friday and Saturday. Good stuff. Let's see here. What else have we seen? There's a problem in America, and it has to do with just mental health, for one. That's the biggest. The second biggest problem is our country, which thinks it's okay to call schools, or in this case today, Snapchat schools, with bomb threats. We had the 33 bomb threats last week that were turned out to be hoaxes from overseas in Ohio last week. Browning had a threat this week. Helena High was on lockdown for a while this morning because of a threat on Snapchat. And mental health is nothing to joke about. I've talked about mine on this show a lot. But I don't want to go out and shoot someone. I don't want to go out and set a bomb. I'm not a dumbass. We have to, and both sides of the aisle are at fault in this, but we have to seriously look at our mental health problem in this country. It's gotten way out of hand. Whether it's lack of resources, lack of drugs, too much drugs, doctors that are getting paid based off of what they prescribe. We need to look at mental health in this country. I remember a couple years ago when Dak Prescott said that he, came out and said he deals with mental health. And everybody made fun of him. And I know as guys, we're supposed to just suck it up, whatnot. No, that's not the case anymore. If you are having problems, you need to reach out to somebody. And if you know someone who's having problems, reach out to them first. Be a friend. This mental health issue across this country and the world is causing a lot of problems. Whether it's serious bomb threats, gun threats, people that, and it's not a gun problem, it's a mental health problem. I own guns. None of them have wanted to go out and shoot anybody. But this mental health issue is a serious problem in this country. And it needs to be, A, talked about, and B, fixed. And like I said, I've talked about mine for 5 years. And it's a serious, serious issue. So it needs to be figured out. And after, one or two threats come in, you see all the copycats do it because they want the attention. Well, newsflash, law enforcement will track you down. They will find your IP address. And I remember a few years ago, they caught the kids in Helena that were doing it. They need to be in prison and getting mental health. I digress from that stance right now. But it does need to be talked about. So, let's see here. Who's playing? No. Grizz at home this week again. They take on Western Carolina. Are we talking about Montana football like last year? Remember the first 3 games, they didn't play anybody. They weren't really tested. And then they lost to Northern Arizona and then reeled off 8 straight wins to get to the championship in the FCS. Are we there again with the Grizz? They played Utah. No, who have they played? They pounded Morehead State 59-2. Morehead State doesn't even give out scholarships. They've got Western Carolina, which is a tough team coming to town. Oh, Missouri State they played as well. Wrong page, dork. Let's see here. So are we going to be talking about them again like last year, where you haven't played anybody and then all of a sudden you get hot? Western Carolina is going to be a test. I mean, they barely beat Missouri State. Lost to North Dakota where they blew a 17-point lead. Mentioned the 59-2 win over Morehead. Western Carolina this week, and then they go conference play at Eastern Washington next week to open up conference play season to the Big Sky. So, and I know Eastern's down a little bit right now, but are the Grizz back? Are they for real? Where are we at with the University of Montana football? Montana State taking on Mercyhurst this week, and they should win that one pretty easily, in my opinion. But I mean, the Cats played at Nevada or New Mexico, got that win. Hammered Utah Tech in a game you're supposed to win, and had the bye week last week, but they're 3-0 coming off the Gold Rush victory as well. So we'll see how it goes. Mentioned the Frontier stuff yesterday. And just looking forward to the weekend, my friends. It's going to be another good one. And just a reminder, Saturday afternoon at noon, flag football, divisionals for the girls. We've got you covered. Jason Walker Media, Continental Divide Radio. We have all 4 games as East Helena, Jefferson, Three Forks, and Butte do battle in the first ever divisionals. Those games from East Helena, we'll have them for you beginning at about noon on Continental Divide Radio, as well as JasonWalkerMedia.com. Looking forward to bringing those games to you. It's a lot of fun. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back to the Off the Wall Mancave. The walk-up brought to you by the Montana Disabled American Vets. They've got a big poker run coming up the 28th. So get a hold of the DAV, Montana, I think it's mtdav.org. For more information on that. Starts in Lincoln, I know, and travels everywhere around the area. They've got a lot of fun stuff coming up, too. So visit the Montana Disabled American Vets. Take a break. We'll come back, and when we return, we'll check in. Capital football coach Kyle Mihelish. Bruins started off conference play 1-0 last week, travel back to the Garden City, take on Hellgate this week. We'll talk about it with Coach next here on The Jason Walker Show. For more than 20 years, Off the Wall Advertising has built a track record of success helping businesses like yours across the state of Montana. While working with hundreds of businesses, including Jason Walker Media, They have developed a system for success. Off the Wall Advertising utilizes indoor advertising, placing professional billboards in high-traffic locations. Let Off the Wall Advertising show you how to get the return on investment you expect from every advertising dollar. Off the Wall Advertising, along with The Jason Walker Show and Continental Divide Radio, have packages for even more bang for your buck. Contact Off the Wall today at offthewallmt.com to schedule a free consultation. If you are truly looking to get away for a weekend, let Auto Concepts get you started. Introducing the Overlander camping setup. The tent fits right on top of your truck, sleeps 3, and features an LED light bar and USB connections. It's easy to travel with and pack up to get you away from everyone and up off the ground. Auto Concepts also will get your rig detailed to look good for the summer to make sure your vehicle looks sharp inside and out. Auto Concepts does window tinting, lift kits, cattle guards, and more. Everything your vehicle needs. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals. Saturday nights are meant for dancing, fun, and good times, and Continental Divide Radio is your home for all that and more as we bring you the Joe Mitchell State Farm Country Dance Hour, followed by an hour of nothing but the best from the 80s with the Joe Mitchell State Farm 80s Party Hour. Celebrate the music of your memories with only the best country dance songs and music from the decade of decadence. The Joe Mitchell State Farm Country Dance Hour and the Joe Mitchell State Farm 80s Dance Party, Saturday nights beginning at 9 on Continental Divide Radio. There's only one place in Helena to cure your craving for Cajun cuisine, and that is Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys and catfish to jambalaya and much more, Cafe Zydeco has the best Cajun this side of New Orleans. And Cafe Zydeco cares about those that take care of us. Military, law enforcement, first responders can get your drink free as a way of saying thank you to those that protect us every day. If you're looking for a place to grab lunch or dinner, get the flavor of the Big Easy in Big Sky Country at Cafe Zydeco on Euclid in Helena. Do you love to look at photos of Montana, from animals to landscapes and more? Are you looking for a place to get your senior pictures or family portraits done? Are you a business owner looking to upgrade the decor in your offices? Well, look no further than Mark LaRoe Photography. Mark has been shooting beautiful photos all across the Treasure State, from rodeos to portraits, and would love to work with you. Visit marklaroephotography.com to see many masterpieces of his work, then give him a call to schedule your own photo shoot. Or to purchase one of his fantastic pieces, stop by Spirit of the Big Sky Gallery on Custer in Helena. marklaroephotography.com.
Ah, summer. A time to work in the yard and get all those projects that you've been thinking about all winter done. And when you've had enough, go to Lucky Duck Casino and Bar to cool off, relax, laugh a little, or a lot, your choice. Have a drink and play your favorite games. There's plenty of new games and your old favorites. Now, if you don't want to work hard and the relaxing part sounds the best to you, then just head over to Lucky Duck Casino and Bar on Dredge behind Jade Restaurant. Happy summer, everyone.
Casey Damon is a sixth-generation Montanan with deep roots, making her a true Montana insider. She knows all the best places, from fishing and recreation to entertainment and local hidden gems. She grew up here, went to the historic Central Elementary School, and graduated from Helena High. She is proud of her Montana lifestyle and loves Montana history. Helena and Central Montana are great places to live, work, and enjoy, which is why she chooses to keep calling it home. Voted Helena's favorite realtor and Montana's best residential realtor, there's no wonder why people go to her for their real estate needs. Casey understands that selling and buying a home is complex and deeply personal. There's also a lot at stake financially and personally. This perspective on the process and the responsibility felt towards her clients drives Casey to truly be an expert at her job. She understands the market and all the variables involved in a real estate transaction, making sure you feel supported and that you have a trusted advisor by your side. To work with Casey Damon, give her a call at 406-465-6780 or text KACIE to 85377.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
This is the Jason Walker Show.
It's a Wednesday with some Twisted Sister. Welcome back, Off the Wall Mancave. This segment brought to you by Rucker's Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena. Joe Horne, Townsend football coach, coming up. But first, we check in on the west side of Helena. The head coach of the 2-1 Capital Bruins, ranked 5th in the state, 1-0 in the Western AA. Kyle Mihelish joins us here, Jason Walker Show. Well, Coach, a big weekend for the weekend for the Bruins on the road, and were you surprised at how much you guys really took it to Sentinel?
Well, no, I knew we were capable of doing that type of thing. We're very explosive offensively. We got a lot of talent. We got some guys that can move. Defensively, I was kind of worried about if we're going to be able to line up and do some things, because the week before we gave up 400 yards of offense. And, I was really impressed with the way the kids went about their business during the week. And they came out and they played, and it was refreshing to see, the first half going in 28-0. We had a little 2-minute drill there at the end of the second quarter, and we managed the clock well. We did a lot of good things. So, it's hopefully we continue to make strides, and that isn't, who we are just that one day. Hopefully we can continue it through the season.
Coach Matt Rayant had a very nice game plan for you guys, especially through the air. I mean, when your quarterback goes 10 of 16, and I know he 268 for Merrick, but 5 touchdown passes, a couple of them were long ones, but that's a very efficient quarterback rating right there, and very efficient offense.
Well, yeah, they had a good game plan going in. They were doubling Dylan Olmquist, so that opens up things for the other guys, and obviously Daniel Larson had a good game. So it was good to see him kind of break out. But no, the game plan was solid. Obviously the offense took advantage of what we were getting, and you got to have guys that can make plays. I mean, Merrick did a good job of getting the ball to the open receiver or throwing the ball to where he needed to be, making the right reads, and the line did a great job of protecting, and the receivers caught the ball.
Yeah. Cole Graham, how nice is it to have him in that lineup, in that backfield?
Well, it was great to have him back. We limited his touches on the offensive side of the ball. He played the entire game defensively. This is his first game back, so we wanted to make sure he was I don't want to say we protected him, but we wanted to limit what he did, because we got a lot of big games coming up.
Yeah, you do. Kyle Mihelish joining us here, Capital Football Coach. You're back on the road this week, traveling over to Hellgate. I know you saw the film of what Helena High was able to do to them. You guys have different offenses, but how much will you take away from that game into your game this week?
Well, we broke that down. We saw what Helena High did. We saw what Hellgate did. The thing about Hellgate is they always have athletes, and you kind of get nervous about that. The quarterbacks are good. They rotate 2 guys, and the receivers, and they got some guys. O&D line wise, I think that's where they kind of fall off a little bit, but it's a nasty opponent to go into, and you always worry about the kids' mentality, and are we going to stump around, or we're going to go in there and try and win a football game.
Vince Paffhausen, one of the quarterbacks they have there, and if you have the name Paffhausen in the state of Montana, you're probably a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah, certainly.
How special is this kid?
Well, he moves around, he runs, he can throw the ball, so they do it. They have a good screen game. So no, we're going to have our hands full. So our kids better be ready to go.
I ask you this every year at some point in the year. Is this a trap game because of what you just had and what's on tap for next week?
Well, no, certainly it's a game we have to be ready to go. And you worry about that as a coach. Are we taking this thing seriously, or we just kind of look at it and like, oh, okay, fine, we're going to win this one. So we've had those conversations, and good teams get better, and we're going to find out if we're a good team. Well, you guys are off to a good start. 1-0 in conference play, which is most important overall, right? Yes. Yeah. Feels good. Football coach Kyle Mihelish joining us here. Give me a couple of names of guys that are flying under the radar for you, especially maybe on that defensive side of the ball, that aren't household names that you're impressed by. Well, I can tell you one on the defensive front and the offensive front, Jack Golahan. He had a great game against Sentinel. He makes the first 3 tackles of the game as a defensive lineman, running downfield, doing a great job. Ryan Martini's playing well. Dusty Campbell, our two of our 3 safeties. Those kids they're smart and they're knowledgeable. They get everybody lined up. There's a handful of them, but those 3 really stick out to me. When you look at football today and high school kids compared to 30 years ago, what's the biggest difference? Is it film? Is it study? Is it breakdown? Or is it just the tremendous athletes that are out there? Well, I think the biggest thing that we have is technology and how they take advantage of it. And there's a certain expectation that we have of them. I mean, they have to do film breakdown. They have to report things to us. But, we had film when I was growing up and or coaching 25, 30 years ago, but it's not anything close to what we have now. They have total access to it 24/7. Kids 20 years ago, 25 years ago didn't have any of that. It's pretty tremendous. Even on game nights, we film the game, and what we have is the ability to watch it on the sideline. Yeah. So, it's, you talk to a kid and say, hey, you didn't spill a puller. And they're like, no, I thought I did. And it's like, no, right here, clip 55. You didn't do it. So you have immediate, access to what's happening. Right. So it's pretty tremendous. Well, it's easier to do it technology-wise these days than it was making, 70 copies of VCR tapes. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Or the old 8mm. Yeah. And then, like when you play Great Falls, you had to dub it up and you had to copy it and then drive to Craig and meet the guy at the Craig bar and exchange film. Get a little fishing in while you're doing it. Yeah. So hopefully it was one of your guys that you liked, so you can sit there and hang out for an hour or so. Isn't it crazy how technology has changed? Because even 15 years ago, coaches were still exchanging game tape, not just uploading it to the computer and then anybody in the world could watch it. It's so nuts. Yeah, no, it's come such a long way. I always give the young coaches bad time that you guys have no idea what this used to be like. This is easy. This is cupcake stuff. So. You should have in spring ball or summer camp sometime, just get the young coaches to have to watch an old 8mm film and break down film that way. That's right. You got the clip, the coach is sitting right next to the on-off machine. And yeah, it's crazy. It's come a long way. It has. It's too bad the young guys that didn't go through that. It's funny. I love it. Before I let you go, it's National Cheeseburger Day today. What has to be on a cheeseburger for Kyle Mihelish? Well, I'm a do it all everything guy. I like the lettuce, tomato, and onion and mushrooms and. Ooh. the more the better. So when I eat a cheeseburger, it's pretty. When I make it myself, it's stacked pretty high. So
okay,
you gotta have it all.
Do you?
How about you?
I'm a ketchup, mustard, pickle, mayo. Sometimes on the bun is good.
Sure.
Onion occasionally. Don't do the tomato. I prefer shredded lettuce on my burger for some reason. It just
really,
we used to do it at my dad's sports bar, and it just added something instead of the leaf. It was the shredded.
Sure.
Yeah. So
a little unique part of your history.
Yeah. I do like that though. Let's see.
No tomato.
No tomato. I've never been a tomato fan. I'll do ketchup,
really,
but not tomatoes. My daughter loves tomatoes though.
Sure.
So that's.
I got one heck of a tomato plant over here. It's like I give my kids a bad time. We're over here at the Mihelish Manor. If anybody ever gets anybody ever gets hungry, you can have a few tomatoes.
See, I order them my salad with tomatoes, and then I just give them to her.
Oh, there you go. Good for her.
Do you grow cucumbers or anything else?
No, I just do a tomato plant every year, and my kids get tired of me talking about it. I think it's kind of funny.
Instead of game balls, you have to hand out game tomatoes.
That's right. Before the guys come over after games, they got to have a cherry tomato off the tomato plant.
Now, do you like the tomato like my mom used to cut it up and then put like salt and pepper on it?
Yeah, just salt.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty good stuff.
How do you season your burger?
Salt and pepper. That's it.
Okay.
Everything else adds the flavor with the hamburger.
Are you like a medium rare kind of guy?
No, I'm a medium guy.
Okay.
I'm not a rare guy.
Good. Yeah. No, it's.
When people order stuff rare, I'm always like, yeah, I don't know about that. So.
We had a guy at my dad's sports bar. He was a old rancher, and he would come in, and if it was legal, he would have just taken the patty and eaten it, but we had to literally put it on the grill for like 5 seconds legally.
Ugh.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of that.
No, thank you.
No, thanks.
Hey, good luck over in Missoula this week, and can't wait to talk next week about the big game. Who's your NFL team, by the way? Is it the Vikings?
Minnesota Vikings.
Okay.
The Vikings. And we're 2-0 right now, and pretty soon we'll be 2-7, so who knows?
Do they play Dallas this year?
I don't know. I haven't looked at the schedule. I'll usually take a look at that when I have a little bit of time, but no, I haven't looked at the NFL schedule. They usually do play Dallas for some reason, but
they're both.
Are you a Cowboys guy?
Well, I used to be big time Cowboy fan back in the day, like, Danny White, Tony Dorsett, Randy White,
sure.
Too Tall, those guys.
When they were worth watching.
Exactly. No Minnesota on the schedule this year.
Okay.
So, okay.
No, my son Merrick is a big Cowboys guy. So
nice. I knew I liked that kid.
Yeah. So we kind of jab back and forth all the time on Sundays. And I got to say with him, because the Cowboys haven't made the playoffs maybe in like 20 years or maybe one time.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I know when Romo was there and the game was on the line, I'd always say to him that you win, you're in, you lose, you're done, Romo. and they would always lose, so I'd always have some firepower.
I'm going to have to get Merrick on the show because next week I've got Broadhead. He's a Giants fan. And and the Cowboys play the Giants on Thursday night next week. So
they do.
If the Cowboys beat the Giants, he's got to come over and wash my toilet.
Oh, there you go.
Because it's kind of going to be the toilet bowl.
He's going to be washing your toilet.
That's why I was hoping, I had something with you this year, but yeah, no Minnesota.
There you go.
All right. Well, good luck on Friday night. We'll talk next week before the big matchup, and good luck.
All right. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it.
Kyle Mihelish joining us, Capital football coach. It's always fun for me, and I mentioned this before, but yeah, we get through the X's and O's. We talk about the games, whatnot, but getting to know the coaches and players at some points in their lives, and not just the coach part of it. They're people. It's fun for me to talk with them. This segment brought to you by Rucker's Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn Helen. We'll take a break. We'll come back And Townsend football coach Joe Horne will join us here on a Wednesday Jason Walker Show.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $289. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
If you are truly looking to get away for a weekend, let Auto Concepts get you started. Introducing the Overlander camping setup. The tent fits right on top of your truck, sleeps 3, and features an LED light bar and USB connections. It's easy to travel with and pack up to get you away from everyone and up off the ground. Auto Concepts also will get your rig detailed to look good for the summer to make sure your vehicle looks sharp inside and out. Auto Concepts does window tinting, lift kits, cattle guards, and more. Everything your vehicle needs. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals. There's only one place in Helena to cure your craving for Cajun cuisine, and that is Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys and catfish to jambalaya and much more, Cafe Zydeco has the best Cajun this side of New Orleans. And Cafe Zydeco cares about those that take care of us. Military, law enforcement, first responders can get your drink free as a way of saying thank you to those that protect us every day. If you're looking for a place to grab lunch or dinner, get the flavor of the Big Easy in Big Sky Country at Cafe Zydeco on Euclid in Helena.
For more than 20 years, Off the Wall Advertising has built a track record of success helping businesses like yours across the state of Montana. While working with hundreds of businesses, including Jason Walker Media, they have developed a system for success. Off the Wall Advertising utilizes indoor advertising, placing professional billboards in high traffic locations. Let Off the Wall Advertising show you how to get the return on investment you expect from every advertising dollar. Off the Wall Advertising, along with the Jason Walker Show and Continental Divide Radio, have packages for even more bang for your buck. Contact Off the Wall today at offthewallmt.com to schedule a free consultation. Casey Damon is a 6th-generation Montanan with deep roots, making her a true Montana insider. She knows all the best places from fishing and recreation to entertainment and local hidden gems. She grew up here, went to the historic Central Elementary School, and graduated from Helena High. She is proud of her Montana lifestyle and loves Montana history. Helena and Central Montana are great places to live, work, and enjoy, which is why she chooses to keep calling it home. Voted Helena's favorite realtor and Montana's best residential realtor, there's no wonder why people go to her for their real estate needs. Casey understands that selling and buying a home is complex and deeply personal. There's also a lot at stake financially and personally. This perspective on the process and the responsibility felt towards her clients drives Casey to truly be an expert at her job. She understands the market and all the variables involved in a real estate transaction, making sure you feel supported and that you have a trusted advisor by your side. To work with Casey Damon, give her a call at 406-465-6780 or text KACIE to 85377. There's only one place. Do you love to look at photos of Montana, from animals to landscapes and more? Are you looking for a place to get your senior pictures or family portraits done? Are you a business owner looking to upgrade the decor in your offices? Well, look no further than Mark LaRoe Photography. Mark has been shooting beautiful photos all across the Treasure State, from rodeos to portraits, and would love to work with you. Visit marklaroephotography.com to see many masterpieces of his work, then give him a call to schedule your own photo shoot. Or to purchase one of his fantastic pieces, stop by Spirit of the Big Sky Gallery on Custer in Helena. marklaroephotography.com. Saturday nights are meant for dancing, fun, and good times, and Continental Divide Radio is your home for all that and more as we bring you the Joe Mitchell State Farm Country Dance Hour, followed by an hour of nothing but the best from the 80s with the Joe Mitchell State Farm 80s Party Hour. Celebrate the music of your memories with only the best country dance songs and music from the decade of decadence. The Joe Mitchell State Farm Country Dance Hour and the Joe Mitchell State Farm 80s Dance Party, Saturday nights beginning at 9 on Continental Divide Radio.
Summer. A time to work in the yard and get all those projects that you've been thinking about all winter done. And when you've had enough, go to Lucky Duck Casino and Bar to cool off, relax, laugh a little or a lot, your choice, have a drink and play your favorite games. There's plenty of new games and your old favorites. Now, if you don't want to work hard and the relaxing part sounds the best to you, then just head over to Lucky Duck Casino and Bar on Dredge behind Jade Restaurant. Happy summer, everyone.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Final segment on a Wednesday in the Off the Wall Mancave, and it is presented by Bowser's Lucky Dog Casino. Drink and gamble responsibly. I have a new favorite reporter. She works for a network, but Aisha Hasni. Oh my gosh. She's been to Montana a few times. Trying to get her on the show. That'd be fantastic. She's pretty awesome. Aisha Hasni. If you know who I'm talking about, awesome. If you don't, check it out. Townsend had the bye week last week. Started the season 1-0. Fell to Florence Carlton 2 weeks ago. And this week, on the road for the first time this year, as the Bulldogs travel over to Whitehall. And joining us to talk about that team and that game is the head coach of Townsend, Joe Horne, here, Jason Walker Show. All right, Coach, kind of a weird week for you, that bye week, and a chance for you guys to kind of freshen up and relax a little bit as you head into the grind of the season now. And you know, it's crazy, Coach. You guys are, what, a third of the way through the season?
Yeah, six guaranteed games left. Having that bye week early, sometimes it lands perfectly. Sometimes you think it would be nice to hang on to this one before, the mid-season, end of season. But we took advantage of it. Got a lot of things done. We're able to slow down, some of the physical stuff and then just kind of focus on us. Like we talked last week. Had a JV game on Monday this week. First JV game we've had in a year. Wow. Even the previous 2 years, we've dropped down, played Class C schools, had to play 8-man JV just because that's all the players we had. We took 8 down to Twin Bridges and Sheridan one day, and took 8 guys for an 8-man football game. Told them all they're not allowed to get hurt, sick, or tired. So everyone's got to make it through this.
Yeah.
So it was good for us. Bye week was good for us right now. Like I said, just trying to take advantage of it and do the right things. And it's kind of that mid-September high school kind of cold flu bug.
Yep.
All of a sudden decided to just show up this weekend. So the high school numbers were way down yesterday with a lot of kids out sick, a couple on the football team. Hopefully it's short-lived and everybody's back to, feeling great by Friday. So it's the only concern I got right now.
Yeah, for sure. How much time did you give the guys off?
Friday. I let them go do other things on Friday.
Nice.
That's it.
Did you go watch any games?
I watched a lot of them at home.
Okay.
Just watched a lot of, tried to watch the news at the end of the night. Caught a couple parts and pieces of some games. It's good. It's good for all coaches. So,
oh, for sure.
To step back and just kind of, let Friday be what it is. Enjoy one Friday night off. I know my blood pressure and my hairline probably really enjoys that Friday night off. So, just kind of took it easy, and all those things are, it's just information. Nothing we can control. So I don't get too worked up about what goes on, outside of what we're doing.
Sure. Joe Horne, Townsend football coach, joining us at Whitehall this week. You guys head out on the road for the first time. Tell me about the Trojans.
They're having a tough go at the start. They played some good football teams. Their number, they're still trying to kind of get back up there, riding that roller coaster we were on it last year. They just kind of go up and down. So our biggest talk with our boys this week is, you can't overlook somebody. They're still a good football team. They just had not the best run out of the gate. And, we were in that same boat before last year, and, we're trying to make some changes here. So, So we don't ever really kind of look down on any program, because everybody in Class B takes their knocks and then comes back even better. And every team is dangerous on Friday night. So, they got they play tough football. They got some bigger, sizable kid. I know. I think number 77, Dwayne Wilkes' kid. Dwayne's a good buddy of mine. He plays hard football. Good offensive tackle. Plays well on the D line. He's a big, sizable kid. So. They got some talent on there. They got some guys that stand out on film for us.
They also have three towns helping their team. So it's kind of like playing a Class C 6-man when you got Chester, Joplin, Inverness, or Judith Moore, Hobson Gap, or Judith Gap, Hobson Moore, whatever. But yeah, Whitehall, Harrison, and Willow Creek.
In Willow Creek now.
Yeah.
It's got to be tough for those guys, not going to school with each other and then kind of starting those relationships, and seeing each other in practice. But they make it work. I know we had some low numbers here at one time. I'll probably get in trouble for saying this too, but that's okay. We had some low numbers one year, and I told Coach Rao that year, I was like, why don't I'll just move up to White Sulphur, we'll play defense up there, you play offense down here, we'll go up, we'll just meet up on Fridays. You give me 4 days to practice defense, and you got 4 days to practice offense. We'll just go out together. Shoot, we'll never lose another football game. So, not a joke around here when things were going what they were, but co-ops. But I'm without it, those kids wouldn't get a chance to play ball. I'm all for it, man. Whatever keeps those kids playing football and having that opportunity to do that. Because you look at those small schools. Look where 50 came from, out of Chester, and then Jeff Shirley, same thing. Out of Centerville, playing just great football players. And had an opportunity because kids were willing to travel. Parents were willing to travel.
Yes. Yes. It's all about the parents, really. You look at the Whitehall roster and they're very, very young. I only see a couple of seniors on this team. Does that benefit you guys a little bit, or does it make it kind of dangerous? Because these guys are young and learning and just going out and having some fun.
Yeah, it's. I don't think it really benefits us. You look back at our roster with 0 seniors last year.
Yeah.
Kind of took our licks. We're learning. We're getting better. They're in the same boat. So there's a lot of similarities from what situation they're in with their numbers and their age of their guys. But just like us, those guys go out and they play hard football, and they're going to play the whole game. So our guys know exactly what they're going through. They know. How eager they are to get that first win. They know how, every game counts for them. They're not going to take anything lightly. They're going to play hard every game. So I don't know, maybe going through what we went through last year benefits us more, than others maybe. But that's about probably where it stops, I think.
I should correct myself. It's Three Forks, Willow Creek. It's just Harrison, Whitehall.
I was wondering when you said Willow Creek, I was like, man, I knew Three Forks was getting bigger, with the Bozeman Surge. I didn't think they were getting that big yet, but I know that they were getting, they're starting to slow pretty good with student numbers. So, but
is this? Go ahead.
No, I'm done.
Oh, you're never done.
No, I'm not.
Is this, Coach? Is it a trap game for you guys because you had Florence Carlton at home, then you had the break? We know what's ahead in the next couple of weeks at Manhattan against Three Forks, 2 great teams. Is this a trap game for you guys?
I hope not. I'm going to say, no.
Okay.
But come Friday night, everybody's got equal chance to win. It's the ones that prepare Monday through Thursday. Saturday, Sunday with included in there. Those are the teams that don't fall into those traps. Our kids with having this bye week and not playing a great game against Florence, making the mistakes we did. I don't think they were comfortable. And last week you asked them, is it better going in confident and comfortable, or having something to work on for us? I can tell you now with more certainty that having something to work on and some focus, and there was a lot of accountability, and it's still rolling over into this week. So there's no time off or hey, we think we're going to be just fine. No, we've been working hard, this week and all through last week, but especially now this week being game week, getting back into the routine of, you know, what we do on game weeks, you know, they're at least on our end of it, we're not letting them get comfortable. We're not letting them short the effort or you know, think, you know, no one's even talked about next week and what's coming down the road yet. And that's good. You know, that's good. 100% of our focus is right now. And, you know, we talk about it a lot of times. You never know when your last down of football is going to be. So we can't ever look to the next one further down the road. You know, we got to play these ones that we're given right now, and who knows what is in store for us later. So let's just focus on right now. Let's take care of right now. You know, and we'll worry about next week when next week gets here.
It's National Cheeseburger Day today. What's your cheeseburger look like before you eat it?
What's it look like before I eat it, or what's on it?
What's on it?
What's on it? If it's just a regular cheeseburger, I'll put everything on it but lettuce. You can say that for salads. Other than that, I'll kind of deluxe cheeseburger. I know the big bowl out here is closest to us, just down towards you. They make a weasel crick. You know, it's got pastrami and some sauerkraut, and it's kind of like it's my go-to when I go there.
Ooh. Sauerkraut?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's kind of like a Reuben with a hamburger bun, with a hamburger underneath it, is what it's like, you know? And basically just take a Reuben sandwich, slap a hamburger patty underneath it, put it on a bun, and named it something around, you know, Winston. We named it after Weasel Creek and Winston.
Those are really good burgers out there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So, okay. Yeah, I can do no tomato. I told Coach Mihelish this. I prefer the shredded lettuce over the leaf of lettuce. Ketchup, mustard, pickle, mayo. I'm pretty basic. And pepper.
Yeah, that's pretty good. As far as cheeseburgers go, that's pretty vanilla, but that's okay. I mean, there's not a bad one, is there?
No. And, you know, you throw some bacon on it. Okay, but here's the big question. Are you a medium rare or medium guy?
Oh, I bounce back and forth.
Okay.
I do. I kind of go medium a lot, I find. I don't know why. But if I'm getting like a big 3/4 inch, 1 inch thick ribeye, you mean kind of go medium rare right there, because it's going to cook while you sit there and stare at it for a minute and you start to go on it. So, yeah, I'll bounce back and forth.
Okay.
But to be honest with you, you know, I love to cook and do all that other stuff. But if somebody else is cooking me a cheeseburger, I'll take it any way they make it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Before I let you go, I've always thought of this with coaches on the sideline pregame. And I remember Mike Van Diest would always get out there early, just alone with his thoughts, walking the sideline, bobbing his head to music. And I always thought he was listening to Celine Dion in his head and singing, you know, stuff, a little Celine. What are you listening to pregame? What fires up Joe Horne?
Man, there's so much stuff. First and foremost, in high school football, you don't get any alone time to go walk out there. You're from the minute you walk in the front doors, you're answering questions and you know, or setting up the field, doing, you know, getting the equipment taken out the sideline. There's no such thing as a long time.
Coach, I forgot my jock strap.
Yeah, I didn't bring I left my knee pads at home. Just 1,000 things, you know. And, you know, the other ones are always, you know, I'm missing a strap on my shoulder pad. You know, you hear about it at, you know, 5:30 on a Friday night. It's been missing all week, but, you know, none of the kids will bring that to your attention. You know, so there's alone time. The only alone time I get is maybe about 3 minutes before we actually meet with the team the final time to go out. And every year, depending on, you know, what team it is and what their character makeup in the locker room is, like, I have to force myself to get fired up to that song because that's the one they listen to, and I just happen to be sitting, you know, 6 feet outside the door trying to gather my thoughts and what I need to do for this, you know, for them, and it's whatever music they're playing. But you know, I can get fired up to anything. I get fired up for a football game. You know what I mean? I love everything. You know, I love the old hair bands from Twisted Sister and all that stuff, all the way up to this new stuff that you guys listen to. So music being a big part of what we do in the Horne family. I mean, it's You think Coach Deese is getting fired up to Celine Dion? You throw on some Celine before a football game? I'll find a way to follow his lead, and I'll get fired up too. You know, it's gonna be a lot of effort, but I'll find a way to do that.
My heart will go on.
Oh God, that's horrible. Can you imagine that walking out for warm up?
Oh gosh,
somebody's gonna hear this, and we're gonna go play on the road somewhere, and they're gonna do that.
That's exactly it. Yep. So you show up to Boulder at the end of the year, they're gonna have Celine Dion playing for you.
Yep. No, that's okay. We'll get a good laugh out of it in the long run.
What's your NFL team?
I gotta say it out loud.
Yes.
Oh goodness, I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan. I have been for a long time. So I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan first. But I tell you what, there's something about Chicago Bears and that 85 Bears defense. And I having an opportunity to meet some of those guys. I got a soft spot for the Bears too, but I'm a Vikings fan person.
Okay.
Maybe it's the purple and gold. I don't know.
Ooh, could be. Because Mihelish is a Minnesota fan too. But Coach Broadhead at Helena High is a Giants fan. And I say I'm a Cowboys fan. I haven't really been a fan since the 90s. But he and I have a bet. So next Thursday, the Cowboys play the Giants. Whoever wins, the loser has to go clean the other guy's toilet.
Oh, God.
But Minnesota doesn't play Dallas this year. So I don't know how we can come up with any bets or anything. So, and they don't play Chicago either. So,
no, yeah, we're gonna have to just be friends, man. That's
just friends.
We're not gonna be able to. I won't be betting on anything. No, we're just gonna have to talk about it. And I don't watch enough NFL football. I don't either. But boy, I tell you what, Saturdays, I'm pretty consumed by college football.
Oh yeah. We have a golf buddy that every end of August, he's done on Saturdays golfing because he watches the college football all day long and all night.
Doesn't leave you much time for anything else, that's for dang sure.
No, it does not. Hey, safe travels over to Whitehall. Good luck. Can't wait to talk next week when you guys go to 2-1, and we'll get it done and have some fun next week too. And
man, go ahead. Looking forward to it.
Put some Celine Dion on at practice today.
Yeah, not going to happen at all, but I will. Not even a little bit, but I will. I'll keep it in the back of my mind when we get near the end of the season there, and we'll see how things shake out. I tell you what, if we make a good run here throughout the rest of the year, you want to put a little intro walkout music on your radio show for me to Celine. You can. I'll still be friends on with you if you only do it for about 5-6 seconds. Okay. All right. You gotta take advantage of having some fun once in a while. So.
Absolutely, Coach. Life is supposed to be fun. Let's get it done.
Yep.
All right. Well, appreciate it, and we'll talk next week.
All right. Thanks, sir. Have a great week.
That is Joe Horne, Townsend football coach, joining us. The Bulldogs at Whitehall on Friday nights. Looking forward to that one. By the way, East Helena will host Miles City Friday. That game is at 6 p.m., starts an hour earlier on Friday night in East Helena to allow Miles City to get on the road back to the eastern Montana. Let's do On This Day in History. It is September what is today? The 18th. It is the Air Force's birthday today. Mentioned National Cheeseburger Day. This day in sports history. 1848, baseball rules that the first baseman can tag the base for an out instead of the runner. Johnny Unitas, Baltimore Colts quarterback, 1966, throws 4 touchdown passes in a win at Minnesota to surpass Y.A. Tittle as the NFL's career leader with 212. Finished his career, Unitas did, with 290 touchdown passes. Cleveland Indians player-manager Frank Robinson played his last game as a player on this date in 1976. 1987, Detroit first baseman Darrell Evans hits home run number 30 off Bill Wegman. The first 40-year-old to hit 30 MLB home runs in a season, and he did it without steroids. Roger Clemens, 1996, speaking of or not of steroids, tied his own major league record with 20 strikeouts. Let's see here. What else happened on this day in history? Jimi Hendrix died in 1970. He is part of that age 27 group. Streetcar Named Desire came out in 1951. The Addams Family premiered on ABC in 1964. You know, it only ran for 2 years. Dream of Jeannie came out and premiered on this date in 1965. 1978, WKRP in Cincinnati was first seen. Kiss's first unmasked appearance came on this date in 1983 on MTV. First time without makeup. Fatal Attraction. Remember the bunny in the boiling pot? 1987, it was released to theaters. 2009, Guiding Light ended a 72-year run on radio and TV with its final episode. Let's see here. The cornerstone of the Capitol building laid on this date in 1793 in D.C. Tiffany and Company. Well, originally, it was just Stationery and Fancy Goods Emporium, later renamed in 1853 as Tiffany and Company, but started 1837. The CIA, 1947, probably was good back then, not now. The first cup of noodles, not the name of it, but the first cup noodle was marketed on this date in 1971, Momofuku Ando. And so there you go. Just a few things on September the 18th on this day in history.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
Well, the walk-off is presented by Cafe Zydeco, where the Big Easy meets the Big Sky. We learned that on this National Cheeseburger Day that Kyle Mihelish likes fully loaded burger. Joe Horne, no lettuce. We also learned about their teams as they look ahead to games this week. If you missed anything, including yesterday with Dane Broadhead, you can go to jasonwalkershow.com. You can check us out on Continental Divide Radio as well, and that is where you'll also find Jaywalk in the mornings every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. Also, jasonwalkermedia.com. Don't forget, Saturday, we'll be airing 4 flag football games on Continental Divide Radio, as East Helena will host Butte, Three Forks, and Jefferson in the first ever flag football divisional tournament. And really, really can't wait for that. That's going to be fun. Thanks to Coach Mihelish and Joe Horne for joining us today. We will talk with Tyler Murray of East Helena tomorrow. Also going to check in with Clint Lang down there at Jefferson after the Panthers' first loss last week. And they look to rebound the next game out. Thanks to our sponsors, advertisers, listeners, fans. Couldn't do it without you. All 50 states, the District of Columbia, and 57 countries. Hope you have a wonderful Wednesday evening. We'll see you back on the Jason Walker Show tomorrow, jasonwalkershow.com and jasonwalkermedia.com. Have a good night.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.